Managing dry spells, there's times when just work isn't coming in like it should be to the comfort level that you want. I'm going to show you how to weather those storms, how to minimize those impacts of dry spells. First of all, constantly be prospecting. Most people actually ignore prospecting and cut back on it when they're saturated with work. That is something you should not do, because even if you can't take on more work, you can always refer out and make money, and you can always build your pipeline of clients that you can go to during dry spells. So make sure you're always prospecting, even when times are good. And think to yourself, is there a new channel you can prospect on? Maybe you're not utilizing LinkedIn. Maybe it's time to come outside your comfort zone a little bit and hop onto LinkedIn and do some activities there. Another tip is to tap into former clients. You should send them a quick email or even get them on the phone. Ask how they're doing and say, you know what, I'm available for some work this upcoming month. If you know of someone. I did this during my last dry spell. Yes, I have them. And I had sent a email to a client saying, hey, I'm available for some work if you know of anybody who needs some marketing strategy. I actually didn't hear back. But then I got a call from someone that says so-and-so, this particular person I reached out to, says you're available for some work. Turned out to be actually a pretty big client for me. So even if they don't respond, just know that they may be networking for you. Go to local events. This might be outside your comfort zone, as it is mine. I don't do too much networking in person now, but if I had a dry spell, I would hop on a local event, meet some people. Maybe there's an opportunity for me to speak at a local event, but if you're not into speaking, just a simple networking event. Reach out to hot prospects and almost clients. So there's two different styles here, two different types of clients. The hot prospects are the ones you're working on right now that just haven't signed that contract yet. There's a mutual possible working relationship there. They like you, you like them, they're dragging their feet. And then there's almost clients, those guys in the past that for one reason or another chose somebody else to do a project. You guys are very close to signing the agreement and you didn't. You should have them categorized in your CRM system or your Excel file on, an almost client or someone who didn't quite sign and was so close that maybe in the future that you'd be able to work together. So reach out to them. I would suggest calling them. That's always better than an email. You're going to get a much better response rate. Another tip is to cut back on expenses. One of the easiest things to do that you do have control of, if you don't have clients rolling in right now, is to look at your last credit card bill and see where you can cut back. Do you have some monthly payments you make that aren't 100% necessary right now? Well, cut back on them. Also, plan for predictable dry spells. Are your dry spells seasonal? I know in the marketing industry, there's a big upturn in the last quarter of the year because everybody wants to get their budgets and their marketing activities for the upcoming year. So that's when our busy season is. And then the first quarter, it's not so busy. It's not dry, but it's not so busy. So I know that if I were to plan a vacation, it's probably going to be in the first quarter of the year. Maybe you can plan your vacation around these predictable dry spells. Maybe you can start an Excel spreadsheet where you're logging dry spells. Maybe you'll find some kind of predictable pattern around them. And then revisit your online profiles and websites. So there's some new skills that you can add to your profiles and even your website. Now's a time to work in your business and really update the things that kind of get ignored, like your website sometimes. And then add something. Is there a service you can add? This kind of goes along the lines of what I was just referring to in the last bullet. Is just, is there something about the last few clients you've worked with that can be an additional service that you can offer to clients that you don't typically market to? Hopefully those are some good tips for managing your times through dry spells.